السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. ربنا زدنا علما اللهم فقهنا في الدين. اللهم إني أسألك علما نافعا ورزقا طيبا وعملا متقبلا آمين يا رب العالمين. So here we are with our session number 88, and we have been learning different types of sifa. So anwa sifa, which means the types of sifa, and we have covered a very plain, simple, easy Mausuf sifa in our term one. And however, now since we are not in kindergarten anymore, we have learned complex sifas. And Alhamdulillah, I hope you have been understanding it so far. So always remember, when it comes to types of sifa, you will see three types, three main types. Al-Ismul Mufrad, which means one single ism explained by a singular ism. Then you will see Shubu Jumla, which is fragment, and it's going to be Jar wal Majroor and Zarf. And then you can see Al-Jumla as a sifa that we have covered in our last session. So when it comes to Jumla, we have gone over two main types of sentences, which were Jumla Ismiya and Jumla Fi'liya. Do not forget them. And when it comes to Jumla Ismiya, Jumla Fi'liya, they can be negative too. So that does not change their nature, okay? Having la or ma before them does not it's not going to change much. It's, you can still figure out what type of sentence you are in, and both your positive sentence, negative sentence, jumla ismiya, jumla fi'liya can be your sifa. Keep that in mind. For that to occur as a sifa, for a sentence to be a sifa, what was the prerequisite for an ism? Who remembers? Let's start our review, and bismillah, my dear sisters. Common. Barakallahu, my dear sister. If you remember this, I'm telling you, your life is going to be super duper easy. Quran is going to be your best friend. Okay. The reason being, you will be amazed how different concepts, different ideas are conveyed through these advanced concepts of grammar. And they will, the different sentences, you will be able to connect them together, and you will find how Quran is muhkam. So inshallah, let's continue with our review, inshallah. So for review, I will start with the verses that I was doing in our last session, and then, I have a review prepared for you all, okay? So Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So we have already covered this, and I just kept the answer as such. Arjulun yamshuna biha. So aydin yabtishuna biha. What do you think? Anything that can be mawsuf sifa here? Hands with which they hold. Aydin is your common ism. Aydin is your common ism, followed by jumla fi'liya. And I told you, for jumla fi'liya, for any sentence to come up as a sifa, you have to have a pronoun that should go back to commonism. We all remember this? As Sister Sabra has written ha there, that means she understood that aydin is this ha is representing aydin. This is going back to aydin, right? This understanding is clear to each and every one of you. They have all of you understood this concept that, when you have a sentence, you must have a pronoun in that sentence that should go back to commonism. Okay, so here ha is going back to aydin. Therefore, because aydin is broken plural, muannath samai, so therefore ha is there to go back to aydin. Okay, so hence this is plural for yadun, so keep that in mind. And then we'll go on to see am lahum ayunun yubsiruna biha. So do we have any other example here in this verse from Suratul Araf, verse number 195? What do you think, my dear sisters? Very well done. So eyes with which they see. So yubsiruna is your jumla fi'liya. Jumla fi'liya, fail with fa'il, babil jama'a, biha is mutalik bil fail, and this is all going to be the sifa for ayunin. What will be the status of this jumla fi'liya? Who is going to tell me the status of this jumla fi'liya? Fi mahalli raf'in, because your eyes were raf'in status, because aydin is, this is a, a difficult one. Aidin is also rough in status. Aidin is also rough in status. However, it is irregular. Therefore, you see these kasratain here, but it was mainly the aidiyun. So from there, I do yun, actually it was I do yun. So this is so heavy on my tongue, I can hardly pronounce it. Therefore, Arabs, they love ease. So that was, the word was changed from I do yun to aidin. Okay, so it's a broken plural. Am lahum adhanun yamsuna biha, yasma'una biha, sorry, yasma'una biha. Do we have any other example here in this same very verse? Adhanun, right? Ears with which they hear. Right? Yasma'una is jumla failya, fa'il is wawil jama'a, biha is mutalik bil fail. So the status of this whole entire chunk is going to be fi mahalli raf'in. Everyone with me so far? Okay, now I'm going to show you another example. And this is the only place where I do not see any pronoun, but I still will call this a sifa. And this is, yes, these are all naat. These are all naat. These are all sifas, or, naat and the sifa are interchangeable. Okay, you can interchangeably use them. Wattaqu, and you all fear. What should you all fear? Yawman. You should, and you all fear. This is an amr, very well done. And who is the doer here? Wattaqu, who's the doer? Antum, very well done. The wow here is telling you this is antum. Yawman, what should you fear? Here, though yawman is a word that is noun of time, but what answer is this yawman answering for you? So use some common sense now, right? So it is answering you all should be conscious of what, or when should you be conscious of? Is it answering your what question or when question? So think about yawman. Is it when or what? And you all should fear. When should you fear, or what should you fear? You all should be conscious of a day. So when I say be conscious of a day, how can I put it in a question? I will ask it, what should you be conscious of, right? It is, yes, your first answer is, always remember, go with your first instinct. It's always, you usually will not make a mistake with that, unless there is some silly mistake. Sometimes you do them, right? So you all be fearful of a day. Okay, so it's bir maful bihi. Yawman is a commonism. Can this yawman be mudaf? We just did advanced idafa, but look at this word carefully and answer this question. After looking at this question, can it be mudaf? When you were going through your complex idafas, remember one thing. Every time I taught you yoma, every time I taught you yoma, it was yoma. It was never with tanween. Your mudaf is going to always be light without alif lam. This word is yawman. So this cannot be a mudaf. Think about it, my dear sisters. Should it be mudaf? How can it be mudaf? Mudaf is light, no alif lam. Right? But this is heavy, right? This is heavy. So this is not going to be mudaf. When I showed you your complex idafas, you saw all those words like yoma, yub'athun. Did I say yoman, yub'athun? Did I read it with tanween? When I'm saying that, yoma yub'athun, wala tuqzini yoma yub'athun. So I'm just reading yoma with a fatha, not with a tanween. That is what is making yoma mudaf and yub'athuna jumla failya mudaf ilayhi fi mahalli jarrin. So this was a tricky question for you. I put it purposely here so that you do not forget your advanced idafa. Okay, so this was yawman. It cannot be mudaf. But It is maful bihi. It is your maful bihi. It's a communism. La tajzi nafsun an nafsin shay'a. A soul will not benefit a soul. A day on which a soul will not benefit a soul. So this entire chunk after it, what is it doing for Yawman? What is it doing for? What is it? Yes, it is a sifa. It is coming up as a sifa. Here, this is one of the very few examples where I do not see a pronoun which is going back to Yawman. There is no fihi here. There is no hadamir here for first person singular that could have referred to Yawman. But this is the only example, but most of the other examples that I'm going to show you will have hadamir going back to Yawman or whatever word is there, like ha or singular first person singular masculine damir. You will see a pronoun, but this is the only example where you are not seeing a pronoun. But you can easily see that this la tajzi nafsun an nafsin shay'a is explaining this day. This is a description for this day. So what's the status of this sentence? Give me the status now. La tajzi nafsun fi mahalli. Yes, it is fi mahalli. So fi mahalli raf nasb or jar. Very well done, my dear sisters. It is fi mahalli nasbin. You are absolutely right. And do not forget, Yawman was heavy. Therefore, it is not going to be mudaf here. It is going to be maful bihi sifa, mawsuf, and the sentence after it is it's sifa, and it is going to be fi mahalli nasbin. Yes, that is why, because mawsuf sifa, what do? They match in properties, right? That's what we learned when we were introduced to mawsuf sifa. This was a fragment where we do look for matching properties, right? Is this clear, my dear sister? Alhamdulillah. Okay, so let's go on to do the next one. And why is tajzi here? Why is tajzi? Let's just quickly do that. What is tajzi? La is la nafia, tajzi. Why is tajzi? Very well done. Your nafs is muannas samai. Therefore, you see tajzi. This is fi'l mudari, marfu, bidammatul muqaddara alil ya, because ya cannot have damma on its top. So this is dammatul muqaddara. It's assumed damma because there is no reason for it to be, without a damma. It is the default status is raf. So it is going to be mudare marfu bidammatul muqaddara fa'iluhu nafsun. Okay, because now here that was a part of tajzi got cancelled. It was damir mustatir here in this fail, but it got cancelled by nafsun. An nafsin is jar wal majroor, and you can call it. What is jar wal majroor? Just give me. You can call it mutalik bil fail. Yeah. Okay. Okay, now let's go on to do this next one. Ya ayyuhal lazina. What is ya? Ya is your harf nida. Ayyuha is going to be your munada, right? Ayyu is your munada. Ha is for, for attention. So ha is there for tanbih, but this word is always, together. The ayyuha is going to be together, right? Ayyuha is your munada. Allazina is your ism mawsul, right? And after ism mawsul, what do we see? Silatul mawsul. And where is your silatul mawsul, my dear sisters? So just think about it. You are calling someone, right? Ya ayyuhal lazina amanu. Oh, those who have believed. So amanu is your silatul mawsul, and sila stops here, okay? Right? Amanu is your silatul mawsul, and sila stops here, okay? Now, because you do not know what this word is, let me give you the meaning and then attempt it, okay? So ya ayyuhal lazina amanu, oh, those who have believed, anfiqu. أنفقوا, though it can be confused with the madi, but this is amr. Okay, very good job. You all spend. Failul amr. Failuhu antum. Okay, you all spend. Mimma. What is mimma? Jar wal majroor mutalik bil fail anfiku. Okay, it is related to anfiku, right? Then ma is your, you see a ma here, but where did we learn ma? Mausul, very well done. When you look at Mausul, you look for your silatul Mausul, which is jumla ismiya, jumla fi'liya, or shubu jumla fragment. Your sila is, what kind of sila do you have? Jumla fi'liya, very well done. Razaqna is your jumla fi'liya, right? Razaqna, we provided you all. Okay, razaqnakum means we provided you all. So razaqna fi'l madin fa'iluhu naul fa'ilin, right? And then comes your kum, and kum is your, what is kum? Maful bihi. Min qabli is going to be your jar wal majroor. Mutalik bil razaqna, right? Mutalik bil fail. An ya'tiya. What is an? Where did we learn an? And what is it doing to the fail after it? An. It is not in. It is your an. So an is harf. What kind of a harf it is? It is doing something to mudare after it. It is harf nasb, right? It's an masdariya harf nasb. It's not nafiya. It's not nafiya. An is never nafiya, right? An is an lan likai izan hatta fa, right? Once upon a time we did them. It makes mudare mansub. Can you see the haraka on ya? An yatiya, right? An yatiya. So mudare mansub bil fatatu zahira. Yawmun. What is yawmun doing here? Yawmun is Rafin status. So how is it? No. It is Rafin status, my dear sister. Connected to whatever is before it. Just connected to whatever is before it. And yes, it is Mawsuf, but just first connected to Yatiya, my dear sisters, and then we'll go ahead, right? So if when I see the relationship with whatever is before it, Yatiya is Mudari Mansub, and it can have Damir Mustatir Hua. So if it has Damir Mustatir Hua, I should look for outside doer. I do see an outside doer here, which is Yawmun. So I will cancel out this Hua, and I'm going to call this Yawmun the outside doer. And now I'm going to look at the Yawmun. Is it light or heavy? It is heavy. Can it be Mudaf? Can it be mudaf? Now tell me, can it be mudaf? Because it is heavy. So it is outside doer, but it cannot be mudaf. So let's see what is after it. It's a common ism. So what should you look after it when you have a common ism? Sifa, very well done. Very, very well done. So la bay'un fihi. What kind of a sifa are we seeing here? La bay'un fihi. Jumla ismiya, very well done. La nafiya, bay'un, mubtada, fihi is going to be jar wal majroor, mutalik. Wow, atf, la nafiya, khullatun. You are just going to call it matuf ala bay'un, right? Wow, atf, la nafiya, shafa'atun is going to be again matuf number 2. Is this clear so far, my dear sisters? So from la bay'un fihi wala khullatun wala shafa'atun, we see a jumla ismiya. What's the status? Give me the status if you have understood your mawsuf sifa. Fi mahalli raf'in. And will you call this mudaf ever? If you see it with tanween, will you call yawma mudaf if you see it with tanween? Never. We will never make that mistake, okay? And this happens in the beginning. It can happen, but inshallah, we'll make sure that we keep on revising and repeating stuff, okay? Inshallah, I will make sure that, we retain all the information, okay? Inshallah. So I will just, because my sifa ended here, I will just stop here, and then there is a next sentence, and this sentence I'm not going to go over. I will go on to do another sentence. Wattaqu, again, it is failul amr. Ittaqu is your failul amr. Failuhu is going to be antum. Yawman is answering your what should you fear? Huh? What should you fear? Because you have to fear now. You cannot say when should you fear. This is when should you fear. Why? What will it be of any help if we start fearing, be conscious of things on the day of judgment? Will it help us? Tell me. And this way you will never forget this. Will it help me if I start fearing for day of judgment on the day of judgment? Huh? If I say that this is my maf'ul fihi, then that means that I should be conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment. So what am I supposed to do now? I have to be fearful of the day. What should be I fearful of? I have to be conscious of the day of judgment, not be conscious of what I wear, what I eat, what I earn, right? I should be conscious of how I earn, how I eat, how I live. But the most importantly, I have to be conscious of the day of judgment. Okay, right? So yawman again is going to be maf'ul bihi. It is with tanween, and no one is going to call it mudaf. Everyone is going to call it maf'ul bihi and sifa because it's heavy. So turja'una fi. So turja'una fi. You all will be returned in it. You all be conscious of a day in which you all will be returned. So turja'una fihi. So turja'una. Give me the i'rab for turja'una, my dear sisters. I need i'rab for this. Jumla failure, very well done. For every fail, we have to look for file. And we have to look for whether our fail is ma'loom or majhool. It is passive. Very well done. Very well done. It is, passive. So should I look for file or naibul file? Naibul file. Do not forget it. Do not call it file. So what is naibul file here, my dear sisters? Wow, very well done. Yeah, there's, wow is, you can only see wow here. So you are going to call wow as your naibul file, and it's going to be basically referring to antum. And status of mudari is marfu bi subuti noon. Fihi is going to be mutalik, will fail. And this he is going back to what? Tell me, what is it referring to? Very well done, right? So for the most part, except for this one from Surah Al-Baqarah 48, and you will see, I think this may come up more than once, but remember, in most cases, in 99.9% of cases, you will see that there is a pronoun that is referring back to the commonism, okay? So now, let's just do the review that we were supposed to finish today. Okay, so this is your review that I had prepared for you. So inshallah, let's Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So this verse we already completed, so we don't need to worry about it. Let's go to Surah Ali Imran, one of the very beautiful surahs. Verse number 193, Rabbana, my Rabb. What is this? Rabbana. What are we doing here? Rabbana. It's an idafa. And this is munada as well, right? This is munada as well. And this is a dua too, right? So I'm calling my Rabb, Rabbana, innana. What am I seeing here? Harf dua. This is Rabbana. Rabbana is your idafa. And it is Rabba is your munada. But do you see any O, my Rabb? The O is missing, right? Your ya is missing. And if you go back to your classes on munada, I taught you that sometimes you will see no ya there, like Rabbi zidni ilma. You don't say ya Rabbi zidni ilma. Do you see ya there? when you say Rabbi zidni ilma? No, right? So there sometimes in most of your Rabbanas in Quran are without ya. So remember that 40 Rabbanas or more than 40 Rabbanas are without ya, without any harf nida. It is assumed to be there, but not literally there. We translate it though. We do put it in translation. We do have it in our understanding, even if we don't put it in translation. Remember that, okay? It is implied. Yes, yes. Oh Arab, innana. What are we seeing now? Innana. Harf dasab wa ismuha. Na is ismu inna, which is nasbin status. From nahnu, it got changed to na because inna is harufin from harufin nasikha. It changes our mubtada from raf to nasbin status, right? So that is why, because our mubtada has changed its status and now we start calling it ismu inna. After we have found our ismu inna, what should be the next step? Khabar. We should look for khabar. Do we have one? Jumla fi'liya. Sami'na is your khabru inna, and sami'na has every fail, your fail madin. If you are calling it a fail madin, so you will always see that, there is a file there, there is a pronoun always with every fail, right? So na is your file, right? We have heard munadiyan. Munadiyan means, yes, it is fi mahalli rafa khabar. Yes, khabru inna. Yes, khabru inna is going to be fi mahalli rafa, and we are in khabru inna. Okay, so we are dissecting khabru inna. Barakallahu feek, my dear sister. Munadiyan means a caller. We heard, yes, it means munadiyan, one who calls, right? So what is this answering? This is your maful bihi, because it is answering your who question. We heard, who did we hear? Munadiyan, a munadi, okay? Someone who's calling us. So munadiyan. Should I stop here and think about something? Yes or no? Yes, I'm going to do that. As Sister Ambreen has told me, I'm going to stop here. It's a commonism, barakallahu feek, and it is being followed by something, and there can be a relationship there. It is your mawsul, and I have to look for sifa. So it was my commonism. So do I see one? And if I see one, what kind of sifa do I have? What kind of jumla failure? Yunadi, ya alamatul mudare. Alamatul mudare, noon, dal, ya are the root letters. So tell me, who is the doer here? Who is the doer pronoun here? This is a regular, your ma'loom fail, because it is not, it is u, e, so it is your regular fail. Yunadi. No outside doer yet. Yunadi is your fail mudare. This alif is the part of the word structure. This alif here is a part of the word structure. If you have to look for any alif that was the doer alif, where should be the alif? Should it be in between the fail or at the end? Remember that. That's your key. That's your key. And always, to make an alif as aliful isnain, make sure you have already counted your 3 root letters. Okay? Because mainly in Quran, you will see af'al that are salasi, okay? Af'alul salasi, okay? Which means that they are 3 lettered. They will have 3 root letters. So most of the words will have 3 root letters. So always count your 3 root letters and then go on to find out your doer attached at the end, which will be, if it is in case of aliful isnain, it is going to be after your 3rd root letter, okay? So keep that in mind. So yunadi, noon, dal, ya were the root letters. Ya is at the end. There is nothing after it. So what is the doer here? Did somebody write? Who's the doer? Hua. So people have already written hua. So everyone now agrees that this is hua. Okay. Yunadi lil iman. So what is lil iman in relationship to whatever is before? How I'm going to connect these? Mutalik bil fail. Very well done. It is mutalik bil fail to yunadi. So now, this is a sentence. Yunadi lil iman. Munadiyin yunadi lil iman. So I told you, you have to have a pronoun going back to your commonism. Do we have any pronoun here that goes back to munadiyan? Think. Very well done. I was, wanting to trick you, and I wanted a beginner to answer this question. I wanted, someone who has never done grammar before to answer this. Yes, the damir mustatir hua is going back to munadiyan. Barakallahu feek, my dear sister. So what's the status of this sentence? Yunadi lil iman. Give me the status now. Fi mahalli nasbin, right? So this is all connected. You are going to keep it all connected. That is what we are learning in our nahu. How things are going to be connected to each other. Yes, it is. You can figure it out through your knowledge of your afal, right? Yunadi has a pronoun, right? Every fail has a pronoun. So sometimes the pronoun may not be attached or separately. Then it is the main mustatir. It can be the main mustatir as well, right? So everything clear so far. I will just attempt until this part of the verse, okay? Because this is what we are learning right now. So we will focus on that, okay? So now come to this verse. I think this one is from Surah As-Saf, if I'm not mistaken. وَإِذْ قَالَ. Where did we learn is? No, that was, are you sure? Because, when we were learning, it was in your complex idafa, right? The word that we learned with our shart was ida, right? And there was an is there, but was it is only, or there was something attached to it? Remind me now. It was isma, right? You're from adwatu shart jazima, right? Adwatu shart jazima, you do have isma. Remember that, okay? Is will not be by itself your, coming up as your shart, okay? It is going to have different i'rab, okay? Wa is qala. What is qala? So this is your mudaf, right? You have learned it as mudaf. And after mudaf, what do you look for? Number one. And after this mudaf, what kind of a mudaf ilayhi you look for? You look for mudaf ilayhi after mudaf, right? And your mudaf ilayhi is jumla fi'liya. And what will be the status of this jumla? Jar. Very well done. It's going to be fi mahalli jarin, right? Fi mahalli jarin. Qala is your fail madin, okay? Fail madin ending with lam fatha. If it was amr or command, it would have been kul, okay? Its command form is kul. So this is qala. This is huwa qala. So if it is huwa qala, should we look for something after it? Outside doer, yes. So Isa ibn Maryama. So now focus on Isa ibn Maryama. So Isa ibn Maryam. So how are you going to connect these two together? And I'm not going to ask you any concept that we have not covered. Yes, very well done. Very well done, Alina. So I will not ask you about any advanced concept right now. There can be different labeling, but right now think of it as Mawsuf Sifa that you have already said, okay? Connected through your Mawsuf Sifa fragment. And when we are going to go on to learn advanced stuff, we will learn those things when the time comes. At this time, we are not going to go ahead of ourselves. So Ibnu is, what is the status of Isa then? What's the status of Isa? Name is Isa. Think about it, Isa. Think about what was the sifa status. It is going to be reference status, right? If Ibnu is the sifa for Isa, Ibnu Maryama was a sifa for Isa, then Isa should be reference status. But it is not able to show its rough status because it ends with alif. And this alif, you have to then assume that this alif has a dhamma on top of it, okay? Yes, it has a dhammatul muqaddara. Very well done, because these alifs are very mazedar. They're very, interesting alifs. and how they, are labeled. That is also very interesting, how you label them correctly. But inshallah, at this stage, if you can just remember these facts and few facts, and then build on to whatever we have been learning, inshallah, I think we should all be good then. Ibnu Maryama, what is the structure here? Ibnu Maryama, how is Ibnu connected to Maryam? This entire thing is connected to Isa as a sifa for Isa, but how is Isa ibn Maryama? It's an idafa. So what's the status of your mudaf ilayhi always? What should be your mudaf ilayhi? It should be jar. But here Maryama is Maryama. No. I'm talking about mudaf ilayhi here. Mudaf ilayhi here should be jar and status, but this is going to be not jar because it is mamnu min as-sarf. It is not non-flexible, my dear sisters. There's a difference between mabni. Don't call it mabni. It is not mabni. Mabni is something like alazina, allazi, allati. That is mabni. Okay, Maryam can be Maryamu, Maryama, Maryama. Okay, so Maryam can have two forms. It cannot take the name. It is a non-Arab name, so put it in the category of partly flexible, is asma, and it is jar and status, but it has to show its jar status by the presence of fatha, because of the nature of the name, because how this name is a foreign name. It is an ism that is ujma, and your feminine names are mamnu min as-sarf. Okay, it's not the same. It's not same. I think you meant same, yeah. So it's not the same. No, mabni is alazina, hadha, those kind of things. This is mamnu min as-sarf. Okay, non-surfable. Okay, inshallah. So this is connected to Isa as its sifa. Okay, so now what Isa alayhi salam said to his people. Okay, let's see what happened there. So this whole sentence, Isa ibn Maryama. So do we have Damir Mustatir Huwa as a file here, or Isa ibn Maryama as a file here? What do you think, my dear sisters? Now, since we have determined that if Ibnu is the sifa for Isa, it's going to be raf. Isa is raf in status. So if we have a ism that is presumed to be raf in status after fail madin Damir Mustatir Huwa, then we will cancel that Huwa and we will call Isa as file. Okay. Isa is going to be the file. Isa ibn Maryam together is, Mawsuf wa sifa at this stage. Ya bani, again, ya is your munada. Sorry, nida. And bani, what is bani? Munada. Okay. So what's the status of this bani? What do you think is the status of bani? Very well done. And it is what it should be, right? Your munada is not doing an action. It should be nasbin status, and it is nasbin status when it is mudaf. And Isra'ila. What is Isra'ila? How are you going to connect these Bani Isra'ila? Isra'ila is mudaf ilayhi. What's the status? There is an idafa. Bani Isra'ila is an idafa. Children of Israel or sons of Israel. Israel is jar in status, but why is it with fatah? Yes, it is fi mahalli jar. But why is it showing its status by the presence of fatah? Mamnu min as-sarf. Partly flexible, mamnu min as-sarf, because it is a foreign name. It is an ism that is ujma. Okay, ism alam that is ujma, foreign. Okay, inni is going to be, and it's taking quite a bit of time. So indeed, I'm going to skip this part and let me just go on to Rasulin. Okay, let's start from here. Rasulin yati min ba'di. So what do you think? Rasulin. Since we are covering the topic of complex sifas, think along those lines. Yes, Rasul is mawsuf. Yati is going to be sifa. And what kind of sifa it is? It's a jumla fe'liya, right? Do we have a pronoun going back to Rasul? Do we have any pronoun? Damir mustatir in yati is going back to Rasul, okay? And giver of good news of a messenger who will come mim ba'di. Messenger who will come mim ba'di. What is labeling for this? Mim ba'di. Jar wal majroor, mutalik bil fail, and ba'di is going to be ba'di, after me. So this is an idafa, right? Jar wal majroor, min ba'di, jar wal majroor. Ba'di is an idafa. Okay, so, and giver of a good news of a messenger who will come after me, ismuhu Ahmad. Ismuhu Ahmad. So what are we seeing here? Yes, very well done. Tabarakallahu. Okay, so now give me what kind of sifa? What kind of sifa is this? Ismuhu Ahmad. Jumla ismiya. Very well done. Label it. What do we look in Jumla ismiya? Ismuhu mubtada, right? Mubtada is ismuhu. Ahmad is giving you information. His name will be Ahmad. Huh? Everyone with me so far? So now when you read Quran and you see, and the giver of, indeed I am a messenger to you all from Allah, confirming what is before me of Torah, and giver of good news of a messenger who will come after me. His name will be Ahmad. Make sense? And these who's are not written there. You have to add those who's there, right? Like Rasul, a messenger, he will come after me. So what will you do? A messenger, he will come after me. You will translate it like that, or you will change it. A messenger who will come after me. No, it's not that complex. As long as you just bear with me, it's not going to be complex anymore, inshallah, my dear sister. You will see it was not that hard. In the end, you will tell me that, no, you have done way more difficult concept than this one. This is now coming to tafsir part of grammar, how you can benefit in your comprehension from just knowing all these things, inshallah. Okay, now you are getting to the real meat, honestly speaking. Now it's a real stuff now, inshallah. Okay, so in both these sentences, we figured out there was a huwa, the damir mustatir, which was going back to Rasul. In case of ismuhu Ahmad, do we have a pronoun that goes back to Rasul? Very well done. Who is there? Yes, who is there? That is going back to Rasul, and you have two sifas here. Rasul is mawsuf, ya'ti min ba'di. Sifa 1, ismuhu Ahmad. Sifa number 2. Everyone with me so far? So first sifa was jumla fe'liya, second sifa was jumla ismiya. It was very beginning. It was term 1, partly flexible. Go back to your flexibility, inshallah. Okay, so now real quick. فَلَمَّا جَاءَهُمْ بِالْبَيِّنَاتِ. So what happened here? What is this lamma that is being followed by fi'l madin? What are you going to call this lamma? Very well done. It is shartiya because it is followed by fi'l madin, and it is ismiya, shartiya, zarfiya, because it's a ism of time. Okay, so that's why I'm calling it zarfiya. So your jumla shartiya is here ghair jazima, because lamma is adbatu shart ghair jazim. So ja'ahum is fail with file damir mustatir huwa, hum is maf'ul bihi, bil bayyinati is going to be jar wal majroor mutalik bil fail, and this bil bayyinati ends your jumla shartiya. After jumla shartiya, we look for jawabu shart, and qalu is your jawabu shart. Qalu is your jawabu shart, and qalu is jumla failya. And then, what did they say? Qalu was jumla failya, fi'l madin, fa'iluhu wawil jama'a. And this haza sihrun mubin. This is your, what they said, and this is your inverted comma stuff. Haza is mubtada, sihrun mubin is making your simple mawsuf sifa in the khabar. And khabar is from the three types of khabar. This is a mufrad ism khabar, right? Because it's not a sentence, it's not jar wal majroor, or it's not zarf idafa, right? So this, if I asked you, what's the status of this sentence? Give me the status of this sentence. Very well done. It is nasb and status. What did they say? What? It is answering your what question? They said, and now you will say, what did they say? So this what question is answered by Haza Sihrun Mubin. This is clear magic. Okay. So Lamma, we also went over Lamma in our special idafa as well, if you all remember, my dear sisters. So Lamma is not only just Shartiya, Zarfiya, Ismiya. This sentence, Ja'ahum bil bayyinati, is going to be what in status? Give me the status of this Ja'ahum bil bayyinati. Lamma, you have learned it in your special complex idafa as well. Okay, Lamma was also among the words of your special mudafs. Among the special mudafs, your Lamma is there. Therefore, it's not majzoom. It is majroor, because mudaf ilayhi is majroor. Yes, from qalu, the whole sentence, and at the end of the verse is the jawabu shart. Yes. And because you are going to connect this haza sihrun mubin as maful bihi for qalu. Clear? Or no? Okay. I know there's a lot going on now. There's, this is now the time when we need to go back. And, whenever we have a session and you have a 2-3 day time, 2-3 days off, you try to, go back and listen, because I remember when I used to listen to Ustad sessions, it was never one time. And even during my Talimul Quran, if I did not understand anything of tafsir, I would go back to those sessions 10 times. I was never ashamed of, revisiting, reviewing the recordings. And that was the whole purpose of recordings, right? That was why our teachers have those things there recorded, so that, we can maximally benefit from them, inshallah. So now, this one is an easy one, not so easy, but let's just try this one. فَبَدَّلَ الَّذِينَ Badala, what do we see here? Badala. Jumla failure, very well done. It's a fail madin. And who's the, what is the pronoun here? Yeah, it's going to be safe if I say what's a pronoun here, instead of saying who is a file. Yes, it is huwa, damir mustatir huwa. Now I have allazina zalamu. Changed. Allazina is a mawsul. Zalamu is going to be sila. And what kind of sila? Jumla failure, failuhu, wabil jama'a, fail madin, right? It is fail madin, right? There's no alamatul mudari, so it's fail madin. So allazina, what should be the status? Those who did wrong, changed, a rough in status. It's the outside door for badala. Okay, for badala is a mawsul. Allazina here is a rough in status. This is mabni. These are the asma that you can call mabni, because they remain unchanged in all three forms, right? So this is going to be an outside doer for badala. And your silatul mawsul, remember, my dear sister, allazina zalamu qawlan. Can you connect zalamu and qawlan? Tell me that. And now your common sense has to be, can you connect zalamu qawlan? You cannot, right? Those who did wrong word. No. But qawlan can be connected to badala. Fail badala. It can be connected to fail badala. Yes or no? Those who did wrong changed. What did they change? So qawlan is going to be my maf'ul bihi. What did they change? Now again, it's a commonism, and I have to, since I just recently started learning about my complex sifa, I need to be very conscious of these isms, right? And I taught you, remember, my dear sisters, when ghaira, zu, and ghaira especially, or mislu is going to be there as your sifa. Remember one thing. Remember one thing. Type does not have to match. So now, qawlan ghayra allazi. How are you going to connect these two? Ghayra allazi. No. Ghayra allazi is ghayra allazi. Think about, attempt ghayra allazi first. Ghayra allazi, ghayra is your special mudaf, and it is light. It is followed by a non-flexible word, mabni word, so it is going to be idafa. Allazi is a mawsul, and I'm going to look for silatul mawsul after it. Qila lahum is silatul mawsul. This qila is majhul, form of qala, and because of waw, it spells little, weirdly. So qila lahum, qila fail madin, majhul, fail madin mabni lil majhul, naibul fa'il huwa, lahum is mutalik bil qila. Okay, mutalik bil fail. Very well done. So here your silatul mawsul ends. Now ghayra allazi, they changed word other than what was said to them. Is other than what to, word other than what was said to them, explaining qawl. This ghayra allazi qila lahu, it is common. Qawlan is common. It is common. Yes, it is kind of your complex sifa. Yes, qawlan ghayra allazi qila lahum. Because why I'm going to call it complex? Because think of this. Both properties are not matching. If I look at the word Isa ibn Maryama, go back to Isa ibn Maryama. Is ibnu matching in all four properties to Isa? Yes or no? Are they matching in all four? Yes, ibnu is proper because of Maryam, right? So this is your regular mawsul sifa, right? You're not learning about something that is too, new or anything like that, okay? Nimatul, I did not understand. So is it jumla? This nimat, I don't understand. But here, look at ghayra allazi. Is ghayra proper or no? Ghayra proper because of allazi. But qawlan, is it not common? Yes. So this is, among your advanced sifa, or this is advanced sifa for qawlan. Okay, this is how you are going to connect everything, and you see how everything is connected from badala till qila lahum, and then from fa there's another sentence starting. Can this be connected? Rijzam minas samai. Can this be connected? Punishment from the sky. What kind of sifa? If it is sifa, yes, rijzan, communism, followed by jar wal majroor, complex mawsuf sifa. What's the status of minas samai? Fi mahalli nasbin. Barakallahu feek. Tijaratin tunjikum min azabin alimin. Tijara. This is a word that we use in Urdu too, in our, language, national language that we speak in Pakistan, right? Tijaratin. What do you think? Common or not common? It is common, right? So now I have to stop myself, and I have to, it's a commonism followed by tunjikum. It will protect you. It will save you. Tunjikum, it will save you all. from a painful punishment, a trade, a transaction that will save you all from the painful punishment. Can this tunjikum min azabin alimin be sifa for tijaratin, my dear sisters? You all agree? What do I have to look for? What were the rules that I have taught you? Ism has to be common. Tijaratin is common. I have to have a pronoun. I have to have a pronoun that should go back to my common ism. Do I have one? Tunji. What is tunji? It is here tunji, right? It is here. It is here. And tijaratin is your muannas word. Muannas qiyasi, right? Sign feminine word because of tamarbuta. So tunji. If it was yunji, it was huwa yunji. It is tunji, it is hiya tunji. It could be you anta tunji too, but here the context is, it goes through like, it makes sense, like, it is hiya tunji. You all agree or no? Okay, so tunjikum min azabin alimin min azabin is going to be my jar wal majroor, mutalik bil fi'l. Kum here is my maful bihi. Azabin alimin. How are we going to connect it, my dear sisters? Mawsuf sifa. And this is an easy one or a hard one, like we are doing right now? This one was the easiest one today, right? Azabin alimin. Alhamdulillah for that, right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made this book so interesting for us, so that we keep pondering on these things every day, every minute. Huh? Kum is a pronoun. Kum is a pronoun. It is your maful bihi. Yes, it is a pronoun, right? Kum is, yes, it is a pronoun. That is not changing, yeah. But tunji is your fail mudare with damir mustatir, yeah. And this damir mustatir here is going back to tijaratin. Okay. So let me see how much we have 3 minutes. Okay. Let me see if I have something that I really want you to see. وَلَقَدْ جِئْنَاهُمْ بِكِتَابٍ فَصَّلْنَاهُ. Surah Al-A'raf, verse number 52. Any complex mawsuf sifa. A book. We have explained. We have detailed it. We have very clearly detailed it. فَصَّلْنَاهُ. Do we have a pronoun in this jumla that is a sifa for kitabin, that is going back to kitabin? Who here, right? Who here? What is the status of fassalnahu? Ala ilmin. Very well done, my dear sister. Fi mahalli jar. Kitabun min Allahi. Any sifa? Yes, min Allahi. It's not any book we are talking about. It is makhsus by this jar wal majroor min Allahi. And the status of this min Allahi is fi mahalli raf'in, right? Sabaqa. No, this is not connected to whatever is before. Your sentence ends with kitabu min Allahi. Okay, so this is if it was not, no, sabaqa, connect it. It is fi'l madin, connect it. It is also connected. Lawla kitabum min Allahi sabaqa. If it was not for the book of Allah, sabaqa fi'l madin, yes. Fa'iluhu. No, not jawab yet. Think. Sabaqa. It has, sabaqa means it has passed. It has preceded. Yes. Minallahi, sifa number 1, sabaqa, sifa number 2, because it has a pronoun, damir mustatir huwa, that is going back to kitabun. Is this clear? Yes? then this was your adwatu shart lawla, adwatu shart ghair jazima, and jawabu shart is beginning with lamassakun fima ahazattum azabun alim. Okay, everyone with me? Azabin Azim. Sorry, if I have mispronounced it, my apologies. Okay, so now just quickly look at this one, and then I'm going to call it a day. Kitabun uhkimat ayatuhu. Its verses are very well knit, very, very wise verses it has. No problem, my dear sister. But I miss your participation always. If you are not there, I miss you. So think about this one. Kitabun uhkimat ayatuhu. Give me the labeling for this one, my dear sisters. Mawsuf, sifa, very well done. Uhkimat. Give me the sigha for uhkimat. Who is going back to kitab? Very well done. That is true. Uhkimat. Give me the labeling for that. Uhkimat is what kind of fail? It is madi, and it is ma'loom or majhool, my dear sisters. Majhool. And here is the damir mustatir here. Should I look for outside something? Should I look for, since it is majhool, should I look for naibul file? Ayatu is naibul file because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made them uhkimat. It's not, they were not themselves very uhkimat. Allah made them like that. So ayatu is going to be the naibul file for uhkimat, and this who here is going back to kitab. Everyone with me so far? And I think I have really fried your brains, but inshallah, keep working hard, okay? Inshallah. So, and my apologies if it is too complicated, but my dear sisters, you are right there. So keep going back, keep on going back to the review sessions and whatever we have done in the past. If you forget something, it's not the end of the world, okay? Next test is coming. Sister Faiza has been talking about next test, but inshallah next test is on your mafailul khamsa. It was session number 34. I pulled out everything, but I forgot about it because of my kids are off. I have family visiting, so my apologies. It should not have happened, but inshallah you start working on your mafailul khamsa. Go back to your slides, and the test is coming. And how about if we have a test on not this Saturday but the next Saturday? No, it is going to be too long then. What do you think? Is it not too long of a time for you guys to prepare for mafailul khamsa? Don't you want to go over them real quick and then? But Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Maybe we can open the test and inshallah we'll keep the deadline, we'll keep the test open till next Sunday. How about that? Let's open the test.
Yeah, you can manage this then. Yeah. You can manage that part.
Yeah, inshallah. We'll do that.
I will prepare the test, you manage that part. Okay, inshallah. Okay. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Take care, everyone. Okay. Jazakallah khair.